Very few NBA players are born great. Even fewer carry the weight of a city. And almost none strike utter fear in their opponents. But Derrick Rose was a combination of all three. Derrick Rose was the most athletic point guard we'd ever seen. Ever since Jordan left, the Bulls had been in the gutter, and it felt like this young kid could finally bring glory back to Chicago. Rose confirmed these feelings. His rookie season was unlike any other. He would blow past all-star defenders, split double teams like they weren't even there, and fly amongst the trees, hammering down dunk after dunk. And in his very first postseason, Rose gave us what some call the greatest first-round playoff series in NBA history. Rose had to go up against prime Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics, and it's safe to say he did not back down.
And he can get to the paint anytime he wants to. Here's Rose, and here comes Rose the other way. He's going Rose. Here he comes. There he goes. Fires over Perkins. Pass in simplified. Step up, and there's the foot he splits, he didn't switch. There's Derrick, and he pokes center, trying to roll Paul Pierce in a matchup situation, whether it be Derrick Rose. Wide hit the ball. Derrick over it again. Run again. Taps out Rose. Back up, and good. Rose, here he comes again. Shot up and cut again. Somebody pull the ball.
Derrick dropped 36 and 11 in his playoff debut and carried the Bulls to a win in overtime. The series ended up going to 7 games. 4 of those went into overtime, and although the Bulls would lose Game 7, it was clear Derrick Rose could hold his own, and he was coming for everyone's throats. Rose deservedly won Rookie of the Year that season. He was the first Bulls player to win the award since MJ, and everything was set up for Rose to be Jordan's second coming. And he only got better the next season. After averaging 21 and 6 in his second year, he made his first All-Star team, and at the young age of 21 was already a top 7 player in the league. But even Rose had his fair share of doubters. They said, Rose doesn't have a long-range shot. He won't survive in the modern era. And if we're being honest, there was some truth to that. Rose struggled from beyond the arc, and if he wanted a chance at being the best, he desperately needed to fix that. He went into the off-season with one word in mind: grind. With a newfound jump shot and that same explosiveness as before, Rose came into the 2010-11 season with a fire to be the best.
The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why.
Big time players make big time plays. Too big, too strong, too fast, too good. Did you not get the memo? Derrick Rose can't go upstairs. It's over the fadeaway. Let me step back and kiss myself. MVP time. When the city assassin does it again.
Rose took his game to heights no one thought was possible. Nobody could guard him, and by the end of the 2010-11 season, the Bulls were back on top of the NBA. He averaged 25 points and 7 assists, and at the young age of 22, he was the favorite to win the NBA's highest individual honor, the MVP. But the work wasn't done. Yeah, Rose had led the Bulls to the best record in the East, but it was time for the Windy City Assassin to prove himself on the biggest stage, the NBA playoffs. Rose went on a tear to start the playoffs. He got past the Pacers in the first round, beating them in 5 games, then advanced past the Hawks in 6 after dropping a monster 44-point Game 3. The Bulls were in the conference finals, and now they had to face the super team Miami Heat led by prime LeBron James and a supporting cast of Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. This series would go down as one of the most entertaining playoff series in NBA history and would produce some of Rose's most iconic moments.
The ball, they better get it together quickly here. Rose will allow for offensive rebounding opportunity. It's almost like if he's had dead legs. Rose gets into the paint. The team that shoots 30. Shot clock at 7. Rose for 30. Rose with the runner. Rose. So it's hard for me to turn down Kobe Bryant. Rose over Bibby. 9 points, 4 rebounds. That's Rose. Rose able to split through. Put through this first quarter. Here's Rose on the run. 6 minutes. Rose passed on a 3. Here's Rose. 1 and 2. Most game at halftime. And Rose rising up, being laid out of the paint tonight. Oh, Rose. 66-type games because of both defenses. Here's Rose all the way. Rebounded by Boozer. Palmer on the wing. Here's Rose all the way. And the foul. 17 for 39. Yes, and it counts.
Unfortunately, the firepower of Miami was just too much to handle. The Bulls were beaten in 5 games, but despite the loss, the Bulls organization, their fans, and even Rose weren't mad. Next year eventually came, and the 2012 season was shaping up to be another dominant run for Derrick Rose. He had led the Bulls to the first seed once again, and this time they were ready to face Miami. But first they had to play the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls were clear favorites, and Game 1 was going according to plan. With just 2 minutes left in the game, the Bulls were up double digits. But what happened on the next possession would completely shift the course of their season and Derrick Rose's entire career.
You guys, you wanted us. You were crying out that you bypassed the harder team in Miami Heat.
Rose came down bad on his left foot. See him holding onto his knee, and down. He was flying, and he came down wrong on the left foot. Now, whether it was an ankle or a knee, I do not know. There's Coach Collins out there, and all his teammates running, and this, with the injury, we just talked about the 26 games he has missed with an assortment of injuries, and now holding a knee late in a game that is already decided for all intents and purposes.
When you come down on an ankle right here, it's possibly a left knee injury. He'll come down. I think it was just the shifting when he came down of that left knee.
Rose tore his left ACL and was sidelined for the rest of the playoffs and the entire following season. He went through rehab, strengthening his body, and slowly getting back to his previous self. He would return for the start of the 2013-14 season, and everything looked optimistic. Sure, he had to go through a setback. He came back, and Chicago still had their core. But what the world and Rose didn't realize is that the Windy City Assassin was going to have to go through a lot more.
Rose is limping right now. Training staff taking a look at the knee now.
I'll miss a long period of time without playing. The game that I love playing, it's tough.
He is out for the season, which we expect. But on the heels of what Rose just went through and missing that season, is this surgery and this setback potentially a bigger blow for the franchise than the previous surgery?
Rose wasn't broken. He knew that injuries were part of the game. So just like last year, he went through rehab. Focusing on his lower body, Rose was feeling stronger. And after a year's worth of recovery, he made his return for the start of the 2014-15 season.
And Derrick's on the run. That knee looks good. Down now.
He's back. You know, they think that he's still in a rehab situation. He's not rehabbing. He's back to being Derrick Rose.
Things were looking good. The Bulls now had a young Jimmy Butler to pair with Rose and felt like all that pain was about to be paid off. But midway through the season, Rose tore the exact same meniscus as last year.
But watch, look at the left leg here. And this is very reminiscent of what we saw.
Derrick Rose reported with right knee pain today. An exam and subsequent MRI confirmed a medial meniscus tear of the right knee.
Luckily, it was only a minor tear. Butler held down the fort for the remainder of the regular season until Rose returned just in time for playoffs. By now, the doubters were as loud as ever. Rose can't even play a full season. Rose is unreliable. Rose should retire. The Windy City Assassin heard it all, and in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, Rose put the world on notice.
Looking, finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away.
Unfortunately, the Bulls would lose that series, but it didn't matter because Rose was healthy, and that's all the fans wanted. Going into the next season, it was clear that Rose wasn't his younger self. I mean, how could he be? The man had 3 career-ending injuries back to back to back. The very fact that he was playing basketball was a miracle. But it had become clear that a young Jimmy Butler was the new leader of the Bulls, and that Derrick was only coming along for the ride. But how long would he be welcome became the question. With Jimmy Butler signing a $95 million contract that year, you could feel that a shift was coming in Chicago. And after years of waiting for their hometown hero to stay healthy, Chicago decided to move on.
So nervous right now. I don't know why. Why you want to talk to you? Yeah. I hope nothing didn't happen. What's up, B? You lying. You serious? Yeah.
In June of 2016, the Bulls officially ended the Derrick Rose era. The same city that once crowned Rose their savior had quietly moved on. Rose still managed to average nearly 18 points per game in New York. When the season ended, Rose entered free agency, but the offers weren't great. The same player who once owned the NBA now had to sign a veteran minimum contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers eventually traded him to the Utah Jazz the next season. The Jazz waived him almost immediately, and in that moment, it looked like the story was over. The youngest MVP in NBA history couldn't even find a team to play on. But then, a familiar face gave him a chance: Tom Thibodeau. Tom gave Rose a spot on the Minnesota Timberwolves. He wasn't promised minutes or an impact, but he was given a chance, and that's all Rose needed. He slowly worked his way into the rotation, and on Halloween night 2018, the Timberwolves played the Utah Jazz, the same team that had waived Rose. And on that night, the world was reminded who Derrick Rose really was.
Finally gives it up. Derrick Rose straight away looking at triple Kansas now.
One thing I was looking forward to is how the basketball get to where he wants to. It's the second time with the shot. Minnesota's shot blocking has gotten so much better.
Rose attacks, challenges
For Sacramento.
21 points for Belly last night. Rose, Bobby, I need more cowbell. But the anchor man as well, Derrick Rose. The Timberwolves offense is rolling. They've got a chance to threaten that here. Rose, who had 19 in the third. Rose. Derrick Rose has 41. Rose out of the corner, and it's a new career high for Derrick Rose.
That's crazy. Dribbling.
The stop, the go, the finish. 46 for Rose. Rose gets inside, puts up a tough shot, and hits it anyway. 48. A half a century for Derrick Rose here tonight. Rose will fire for 3. That won't drop. Another rebound. Exum has it blocked in the corner by who else? Derrick, 2011 MVP, Rose.
Derrick broke down in tears, and the arena chanted MVP because for one night, it all came back. The speed, the swagger, the fearlessness. For one night, Derrick Rose became Derrick Rose. The world was watching. It wasn't just a comeback, it was a resurrection. We often talk about greatness through numbers, rings, points, accolades, but Derrick Rose showed us another kind of greatness, the greatness of resilience. Rose may have never won a championship. He may have never reached the heights he once promised, but what he gave us was something so much deeper. Rose may not be the greatest point guard ever, but he might be the most loved. And as for the setbacks, you know what they say, a rose can't bloom without a couple thorns.
Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly.
That's your birthday gift.
I just play basketball. Not anything else. Like I said, I'm not a model or actor or anything. I'm a hooper.